2.4 multiplying and dividing rational number notes, where you're still not using calculators. By the end of these notes, you can multiply and divide rational numbers and solve real-life problems. Multiplying and dividing rational numbers, to do this, you're going to multiply or divide the rational numbers, and you're using the same rules for the signs as you used for the integers. So for example, let's say we have -2/7 times 1/3. All you do is just multiply across. And we get -2 as my numerator and 21 as the denominator. Let's say we have -1/2 divided by 4/9. We do our keep, change, flip. We're going to keep the -1/2, change our sign to multiplication, and flip the second fraction. So 1 times 9 is 9, 2 times 4 is 8, and we bring over that negative. So we get a -9/8. Example 1, dividing rational numbers. So when we do this, we want to make sure we change our mixed numbers to improper fractions. So 5 times 5 is 25. Add the 1, we get 26. We get -26/5. And then 2 times 3 is 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. So we get 7/3. Bring down the division sign. We're going to do our keep, change, flip. So I'm going to keep -26/5, change my sign to multiplication, and flip the second fraction. So 7/3 goes to 3/7. And then you just multiply across. -26 times 3 is a -78. 5 times 7 is 35. That is improper, so we divide. We're going to do 78 divided by 35. 35 goes into 78 2 times, which is 70. And I get an 8 left over. So my final answer is going to be a -2, which is what we got up top. And then we have 8/35. All right. So the next one is multiplying rational numbers. So we are going to do -2.5 times 3.6. We're going to do our multiplication algorithm. So we're going to do 6 times 5 is 30, carry the 3. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 3 is 15. Add a 0. We're going to do 3 times 5 is 15, carry the 1. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. And then we add. I get a 0, 10, carry the 1. 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 7 is 9. Don't forget the decimals in this problem. I see 1, 2 numbers behind the decimal, so I come down to my answer and I move my decimal point 2 places to the left. 1, 2. In this problem, 1 was positive, 1 is negative. A negative times a positive is a negative, so our final answer is going to be a -9. All right, example 3. We're multiplying more than 2 rational numbers. So let's go ahead and try this. I see -1/7 times bracket 4/5 times -7. We want to take care of everything inside the bracket. So I'm going to do 4/5 times -7. Just going to drop a 1 under it and multiply across. So I get -28/5. Now I'm going to multiply that by this -1/7. So when I do this, I get a negative times a negative, and that is a positive. So 28 times 1 is 28. 5 times 7 is 35. I can simplify that. 7 goes into both of those numbers. So my final answer is going to be a positive 4/5. Go ahead and pause the video and try the next 6 problems on your own. Real-life application example 4. An investor owns stocks A, B, and C. What is the mean or the average change in the value of the stocks. So we are looking over here at the change. So mean is when we add up all of our numbers and then we're going to divide by how many numbers we have. So I'm going to add negative 180 and 39. Plus 127 and 28 cents. Plus a negative 280 and 52 cents. I'm going to divide all that by 3. I'm going to add my negatives together first. So I have negative 180, 39 cents, plus 280 and 52 cents. I get 11, carry the 1. 8 plus 1 is 9. Now my 0, it's 16, carry the 1. I get 4. I get negative $460.91. Now I see I have a positive amount in here. So when 1 is negative and 1 is positive, we subtract. So I'm going to do $460.91 minus $127.28. 11 minus 8 is 3. 8 minus 2 is 6. 10 minus 7 is 3. 5 minus 2 is 3. 4 minus 1 is 3. So I have $333.63. So the last step is to divide that by 3. And we're going to end up with $111.21. In this problem, my answer is going to be negative because $460.91 was negative, and you always take the sign of the larger number. So go ahead and try number 7 on your own.